in Salt Lake City. We've got a rivalry game for you. The Aggies of Utah State have come down the freeway on the road to take on 24th ranked Utah. Hi everyone, Dave Fleming alongside Coach Mac Brown. Allison Williams with us as well. They call it Patriot Day here tonight in Utah. And of course, all of us are thinking of the many thousands who lost their lives 14 years ago today, and the many thousands more who were so heroic on that September 11th as we get ready for a football game, a game that they call the Battle of the Brothers. And Mac, I think it would be unfair to call Utah State the little brother in this rivalry, because this program has built up. They've won 3 straight bowl games. They won a lot of games. And they've got a quarterback who is no stranger to this rivalry. When he's healthy, he is a star.
Dave, they've got a star in Chuckie Keaton. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He beat Utah State, or Utah, the last time that he played in the game. When it was at their place. When he got up here in Utah, he lost the game 30-26. But he can run, he can throw, and he's got to be the difference for Utah State tonight in this ballgame.
Yeah, when he is healthy, and we're not sure he's 100% healthy coming into this one. He's one of the more dynamic playmakers in all of college football. And speaking of, Utah's got a tremendous running back to lead the way for their offense. Devontae Booker has turned into one of the country's best.
Devontae Booker is one of the best running backs in the country. Utah State's got to stop him tonight to stay in the game. He's a guy that can run off tackle. He had a good game against Michigan. He loves the yards after contact. He's got good enough hands. He can catch the ball on the sweep and stretch the field and make plays, but he's also really dynamic out of the backfield. We can see here what a great one-handed catch, and he turns upfield again to make good yards. So they've got to stop him tonight to have a chance to win the game.
We've got star power on the field on Patriot Day. We've got a packed house, a sellout crowd for a rivalry game, Utah State and Utah. And we've got kickoff when we come back. What a night here at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. It is beautiful for Utah State and 24th ranked Utah. Kickoff here in just a moment. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown. And before kickoff, let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team. Utah State not at full strength, right, Allison Williams?
That is true, Dave. Chuckie Keaton, of course, the key to this Utah State offense, but he's without a couple of major players, including wide receiver Hunter Sharp. He was the team's leading receiver last year. Their real big play threat. He and offensive lineman Tyshawn Mosley, along with cornerback Bryant Hayes, all serving the second of a 2-game suspension for a violation of team rules. On the other side, Utah gets back cornerback Dominic Hadfield. He returns from a suspension, served for charges relating to a misdemeanor assault. Whittingham decided to reinstate him even though the legal case is ongoing, because the feeling is even if the worst case scenario plays out, the punishment is adequate. We'll see how much he plays though, guys. He did not practice with the team until Monday of this week.
Okay, well, we will be monitoring that. Thanks, Allison. He is a returning starter for the head coach in his 11th year here in Salt Lake City. The National Coach of the Year back in 2008. Kyle Whittingham and his Utes, an impressive win against Michigan in their season opener, trying to improve to 2-0. But they've got to do it against a rival, Utah State, which was not as impressive in their opener, but they've got a head coach who seems like one of the bright rising stars in the business in Matt Wells.
Yeah, I think Matt Wells is one of the best coaches around. He was a quarterback at Utah State, an offensive coordinator at Utah State. He gets it. He believes in this place. They weren't pleased with their production last week offensively. It'll be really interesting to watch them against a great Utah defense tonight.
So here we go. Jake Thompson kicks one deep and through the end zone for a touchback. And Utah will have the ball first, led by their senior, very experienced quarterback, Travis Wilson.
Travis Wilson's got to be a factor tonight. You go back and look at Utah State's defense last week. They were very good against Southern Utah. They held them to 1 of 18 on third downs, only gave up 160-something yards total defense. So they're going to try to stop Booker tonight, and Travis Wilson has to be the X factor for Utah.
6'7". He is a big quarterback who can move from San Clemente, California. A 4-year starter, at least for pieces of those 4 seasons here in Salt Lake City. From the 25-yard line, Utes have the ball first against what is a tough Aggies defense, and a quick completion left side for a gain of about 7 yards to Tyrone Smith. And we'll take a look at our impact players coach when Utah has the ball.
Well, Devontae Booker, one of the best running backs in the country. Utah State has to stop him tonight. And to do that, Kyler Fackrell has to be a factor. 6'5" defensive end. He's going to rush the passer, but he's also got to make some stops in the running game.
He's returning from a knee injury. He is a playmaker on the outside who can be disruptive in the pass rush game. 2nd and short for the Utes. And they will give Booker his first touch. He gets hit immediately and drops short of the first down.
Be a very interesting 3rd down and 1 because Utah State has got to make a stop in the running game. What will the offensive Utah come up with? You've got your entire playbook on 3rd down. Do you run it up inside? Do you run your power? Do you try to get something outside in the running game or something quick in the passing game?
And I think you sort of referenced that in our open, Mac, and that is for Utah State. Task 1, 2, 3, maybe through 10, stopping Devontae Booker. Wilson almost in a pistol-like formation with Booker behind him. And he will hand it off to Devontae Booker, who powers his way for a first down. Not easy, but he needed one. He got 2.
Well, that's a message. Utah's coming right at him, and you start looking at a power play off to the left. Left guard or right guard pulls around. Good running by Booker behind his pads to make the first down. You don't start looking around and take your time and stutter step on short yardage. Go get the first down.
Now the senior from Sacramento who committed to Washington State out of high school, did not qualify, went to junior college, now an academic all Pac-12 performer, gets the ball again. Going to be tough running. Utah State's front 7 is a tough group. Ricky Aliifua, LT Filianga in on the tackle. 2 of their stout performers up front.
Yeah, they're really good and they're too deep up front. So I think, Dave, they're going to make it tough on them to run the football. That's why Travis Wilson has to make some plays outside with the arm to make this game work. Offensive flip for Utah.
3 receivers to the right, and Wilson will play fake and pressured immediately, gets it off. The short completion and tough running by Britton Covey, who is a true freshman, was a high school star here in the state of Utah as a quarterback, and he had a great debut last week against Michigan.
Well, and he's quick as a hiccup because you can see him in space there. Great tackle by Utah State, but now you come up to another 3rd down and 2. It's going to be a game about 3rd down and short, in my opinion, for both offenses.
So a heck of a debut for Covey. Now Wilson on 3rd and 2.
What they did there, Dave, is they started a play, faked a snap count to get Utah State to show their hand on defense and then change the play.
Option play, and Wilson will lunge forward for the first down. The ankle tackle by Nick Vigil, but plenty enough. When you're 6'7", if you fall forward, you get some yards.
Well, good check by the offense at Utah State. You can see they're going to slant to the offensive right side. Wilson goes to the option left and turns up for the first down. Again, heady play by Wilson. He knew he had to make 2. He got 3.
So a couple of first downs for the Utes on their first possession of this game. Nearing midfield, the play fake. Wilson looking downfield, instead throws short right for the completion. Not much there. Hustling to the ball, the Aggies defense, a gain of 2.
Very good defense by Utah State. Those guys can run. They tackle well in space. These are 2 very, very well coached defenses, and they're very similar. We're also seeing Utah State stem a lot up front to try to confuse the front of Utah.
Marcus Sanders Williams with the catch. 2nd and 9. Another quick hitter to Covey, left side, and a quick cut upfield. You can see those moves and see why they like him so much as a true freshman. That's another Utah first down.
Another great call by Utah's offense. When you start looking at the fake to Devontae to the right, that takes the entire defense to their left because they're chasing him. They've got to stop him, get the ball to Covey, a quick receiver in space to the left for the first down.
In Utah State territory on this game-opening drive, another play-action play. Wilson over the middle, caught by Covey again. Inside the 25. That's another gain for a Utah first down. Devin Centers with the tackle, but 14 more yards.
And you've got good play action off of the back that they have to stop in Devontae Booker. Wilson's got plenty of time to throw the ball, Dave. They have not really been in his face yet. Had time for the play to develop downfield. Another first down for Utah.
3rd catch already for the true freshman, Britton Covey. First down, not quite 1st and goal. They will give it to Booker. No, a fake, and Wilson keeps it. Picking his way forward, left side, touchdown. Well, there's some of that athleticism from the senior quarterback, yards, and Utah scores first.
Thought the offensive staff did an outstanding job of play fake to Devontae Booker the entire first drive. They did it on play action pass. On that time, they faked the speed sweep to the right. He comes back out to the left, and really the good flow of the defense is, was all out of the way so he could run in for an easy score. Great drive, great play calling in the first drive of this football game for Utah.
Phillips' kick is up and perfect. Nice drive to start the game, and Utah, 24th ranked team of the country, takes a 7-0 lead. This is a big game, particularly for these two programs. In-state rivalry, Utah State, Utah from Salt Lake City, and the Utes take the opening drive 75 yards into the end zone and take a 7-0 lead. Hunt and Williams back deep to receive for the Aggies. Travis Wilson punched it in with the 12-yard run for the Utah touchdown. A low hooking kick right into one of those up men on the special teams. That will give Utah State good field position to start their first drive of the game. Mac, let's take another look at that Utah touchdown.
Well, the offensive staff for Utah hit all the right buttons, because you're going to see a fake speed sweep to the right. Look at all the linebackers from Utah State, and then they cut off the backside, and Travis Wilson just takes it and keeps it. Look at the fake. Really good fake. Linebackers are running over there. He cuts it up in tight, cuts back behind, and walks in untouched for a touchdown. Great drive by the Utah offense.
Travis Wilson 5 for 5 passing plus that touchdown run. Nice start for him. Chuckie Keaton will hand it off on first down for the Aggies, and a nice gain on the ground by Devontae Mays, the tailback. Well, Chuckie Keaton, his 5th year in the Aggies program. He has been a star when healthy. The senior from Houston. That's the big question. Is he healthy physically, and is he ready to go, having missed so much time?
Well, and this is a big drive, because that'll answer a lot of things for Utah, the fan base, and Utah State's offense, and the confidence for their team.
Tight end Houston in motion. Keaton's going to swing one out left side, and a nice slip of the tackle by Zach Van Leeuwen gets right to the first down mark, but it looks like he's going to be spotted just a little bit short. When Utah State has the ball, coach, our impact players.
You start looking at Chuckie Keaton. We've talked about him already. He is the key to this football game for Utah State. But Gianni Paul, a transfer from Miami that had 14 tackles last week against Michigan, has to be a big player tonight.
Keaton throws incomplete, and a flag comes in. Keaton is hurt. My goodness, and that is not what anybody wants to see. He took a hit, and he's trying to get up, and I think he must feel like it's not a serious injury. Anytime he goes down, you just wince because of the history.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 19, slow hit on the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the low hit roughing the passer, Sunia Tautioli, committed the personal foul.
It's a blitz. They've come after him. You cannot hit him low, and you've just got to hope that Chuckie's okay. That young man has fought through so much. You've got to admire college football players. They love to play. They fight back. They overcome injury, and nobody's done it more than this young man.
So we'll hope that he's all right. He immediately grabbed that left knee and was hobbling around. 1st and 10. He stays in the game, and he's going deep down the right sideline. The pass is caught. Whoa, what a catch by Devontae Robinson. Over the shoulder on the sideline. Inside the 25, down to the 21. A gain of 39.
This is very good protection. They took the ball, they threw it over the outside corner, and Devontae makes a tremendous catch.
And immediately hustling to the line. Utah State wanted to get a playoff, but I think the officials.
Is a completed pass. The play is under review.
And that's a good job by the replay officials to take a look. They want to see. I think he got it.
Looks like the right foot is down, Dave, and that would be a catch in college football.
And did the ball stay under his control all the way through? Looks like it did.
I think it looks like a catch. What a great catch. And you've got to have seniors like Devontae Robinson step up and make a play early in this game to change the momentum, give some confidence and energy back to that sideline of Utah State.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It's first down.
Well, with Chuckie Keaton clearly limping around, that was a beautiful pass delivery for the biggest play of the year so far for Utah State. On the move, well inside Utah territory, 1st and 10.
And good for Josh Heupel to go right back to a deep throw to give him some confidence. They had good protection for him that time, and now they've got a good drive. They're down at the 21-yard line going in.
Josh Heupel, who was the coordinator at Oklahoma, first year now at Utah State. Keaton from the shotgun on 1st and 10. They will hand the ball off, right side running with a big hole. And Mays, instead of cutting it straight upfield, he tried to bounce it to the outside. I don't know if that cost him any yardage there. It's still a nice gain of 7.
I think the Utah State coaches will say, big boy, you don't run sideways, you go north and south. But their second down and 3 because they got 7 yards on first down. Josh Heupel came in from Oklahoma. He actually played there with Matt Wells' brother, and he knows this place really well.
Keaton will hand it off to Lawan Hunt. The sophomore gets stopped short of a first down by Jared Norris in on another Utah tackle. So 3rd down and short from inside the 15.
And I think this is 4 downs, so they're in good shape. Josh Heupel played with Luke Wells at Oklahoma. He and Matt have been good friends. He actually started as a player here at Weber State, so he's got a lot of history in this state, and he's been a great addition for Matt to bring in from Oklahoma with all of his experience. He's called plays in big games before. This crowd's not going to bother Josh Heupel.
And now he leaves the backfield. Keaton looking to run. He pitches it forward. What a play. And that will be a first down. The tight end Wyatt Houston came across the line and took that little pitch pass. That was executed nicely.
Great call. You look to the top of the screen. You've got all the receivers out there. It's like an unbalanced formation. They came back underneath for the shuffle play to the right side for the first down. Really good call by Josh Heupel.
And Chuckie Keaton, he had to fit that one in. There was some traffic in there. That was well done.
Well, and the good thing is if he throws it into the ground, it's an incomplete pass. They've still got 4th and 2. So it was a real smart play and a safe play.
Well, as the final seconds tick off the clock, Utah State's trying to figure out, are they going to get a penalty called against him? And I think there is a difference. And Matt Wells, let's see what he's doing here. He was trying to get confirmation that he wasn't going to be penalized for a delay of game. And he was not penalized. Chuckie Keaton is not 100%. He took a hit, but he and Utah State on the move at the end of 1. Utah with the 7-0 lead. What a scene here in Salt Lake City as we get ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. The Utes off to a quick start. They scored right away in this game, but since then, Utah State has settled in. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams with you. And it's 1st down and 10 for the Aggies. Keaton hands it off to Hunt, who gets hit. And hit hard. Jason Fanaika with the hard tackle for a very short gain on 1st down. Well, lots of improvements from week 1 to week 2, and I think you could say that for the Aggies, who have 2nd down, not quite goal to go here. Out of the injury timeout, 2nd and 9 for Chuckie Keaton and company, and he will hand the ball off to Hunt, straight ahead running without much room. Got a couple.
Yeah, got yourself in a tough position here now with 3rd down and long. You're talking about 3rd and 9. You need to score a touchdown. In fact, they didn't score an offensive touchdown last week against Southern Utah. But you've got to come away with some points to give your offense confidence.
So they're trying to get in the end zone as an offense for the first time all year. They scored a touchdown on special teams last week in their very wobbly win over Southern Utah. But this drive started all the way back at the 15. Now they're inside Utah's 10.
You want to try to score, but keep the right to kick. No turnovers here. Looks like Utah's going to blitz. Changing the play.
Keaton with some pressure coming will lob it toward the end zone. Wide open touchdown. Low on Hunt, and there is the first offensive touchdown for the Aggies this year, and Chuckie Keaton can hardly even make it to the end zone to celebrate. He's still limping, but that was a heck of a play.
Yeah, he doesn't realize he's limping. Coach Whittingham's not very happy, obviously. They brought the blitz, and someone got confused. It was a hot route. Good call by number 20 on the defense. Marcus Williams got lost. He didn't see Hunt coming out at him, and all of a sudden a hot route that ends up being a score. Great call by Josh Heupel.
Brock Warren, who is the place kicker, extra point up and good, and that has to make the Aggies feel good. They have tied this game on a night for baseball, for football, for anything here in the Wasatch Mountains of Utah. What a scene. 112th meeting between these two old football rivals, one of the oldest rivalries in the sport, and the Aggies have come to play 7-7 after a long touchdown drive.
And these two have great respect for each other. Everybody said it would be a tight game. It is a rival game. We were concerned that Utah State couldn't take poor field position like they did on the last drive from the minus 15-yard line and take it down to score, but that should give their offense a tremendous amount of confidence.
The kickoff is deep in the end zone, and Utah's going to return it. It'll be Booby Hobbs taking it out, and I'm not sure that was a great decision. He is tackled short of the 20-yard line with under 10 minutes to go until halftime of a tie game. Wilson with all kinds of time throws, and it's complete. Tyrone Smith with the catch. It gets a lot of that yardage plus a couple yards back after it. 3rd and 7 for the Utes. Wilson looking to throw, and he has the pass complete. Nice delivery out to Kenneth Scott. First down, Utah.
Two older players, very good protection. Travis sits in the pocket. He puts the throw on the outside shoulder. Excellent catch by Kenneth Scott. Really good throw and catch by two guys that have worked on this for so many times in late afternoon.
So they needed 7. They got 9. Jalen Davis had good coverage there. That was just perfect execution by the Utah offense. Booker with the carry. Booker straight up the middle. Devontae Booker. First down, Utah. And Travis Wilson, 8 for 11, 71 yards so far in this game. Booker leaves the backfield and goes out as a wide receiver. Wilson's going to throw in that direction. The pass is caught by the tight end again. Kakai Loatonga. A gain of 5, right about the spot where the call is overturned.
Well, Matthias had 2 holding penalties, so he's trying to make a catch and help his football team. That was a tremendous one-handed catch, keeping his feet in bounds. And now you're back to 3rd down and 5 with a chance to make the first.
Into Utah State territory. Any chance this is 4-down territory for the Utes?
I wouldn't think so, because they're playing good defense.
And they have such a good punter who is a real weapon in this part of the field.
We used to say if it gets to 4th and 2, we may go for it. Anything more than that, we'll punt.
Wilson sprinting right on an option style play. He'll keep it and get the first down. And more. Travis Wilson to the 20, to the 15, tackled inside the 10. Jalen Davis saved the touchdown, but what a play by the quarterback.
Very good play. They caught them on the blitz. Travis is kind of a sneaky runner. You don't think he's got great speed, but at 6'7", he just makes yards. And with those big steps, it doesn't take him long to get down there. 38-yard run on 3rd down and 5. It was blocked perfectly. They miss a couple of tackles. Then Jalen Davis has to take him down to save the touchdown. Big play for Utah, especially with 7:13 left to go in the half.
Utah looking to go back ahead. And they will fake the handoff. Wilson keeps it to the 5 and diving forward inside the 4. And Travis Wilson's a little beat up after these last couple of plays. And this time he is down. And his teammates signaling to the sideline to get somebody in to look at Wilson.
On the field. Injury timeout.
7-7 the score. The starter, the senior quarterback Travis Wilson, is on the sideline and not feeling great. And it was the long run where we think he got hurt. Watch the end of this play. He lands right on his left shoulder. And he came up sort of wincing from that hit. The next play he did run. And we didn't see a big hit here. But as soon as he fell to the ground, he grabs at that shoulder area. So he comes out. The backup Kendall Thompson is in. on 2nd and goal. And he hands the ball off to Booker, who gets to the corner, cuts upfield into the end zone, touchdown. What a great individual effort from Devontae Booker. That play was not working the way Utah wanted it to, and Booker took it into the end zone anyway.
Now, Devontae's a power runner up inside, but there he used his speed to outrun the pursuit. Took a little bit of a dip back so he could get around the corner and stick it in the end zone.
4-yard touchdown for Booker. That's his 2nd touchdown of the season. 9-play drive, 13-7 with the extra point coming here from Andy Phillips. Good snap, good hold, kick is up and good. And that was an impressive run by their senior star, Devontae Booker.
Kendall Thompson's a senior. It's not like you're putting a guy that's never played in a football game. So if Travis can't come back, Kendall Thompson's played enough that he should be able to continue and move forward with the offense.
They played at Oklahoma, and then after the transfer, he started 2 games last year. Now that one is out of bounds. So that's a mistake on the kickoff. It did not quite make it to the end zone.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball's placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Utah State.
Well, you got a 5th-year senior quarterback. Presumably, you trust Chuckie Keaton to make the right decisions. With the running back Hunt alongside him. Keaton all kinds of time, throws short middle, pass is caught by that tight end out right near the first down mark, but they spot him short, Wyatt Houston, so that means the clock moves. Aggies will get the play call and get to the line fairly quickly. On 2nd and short, nice hole for Hunt, who makes a tackler miss, gets into Utah territory, and now the clock stops on the Utah State first down.
And you try to get the ball spotted. There is an injured player on the field, but this is a great break for Utah State because they've got time now to call a sequence of plays. So you could even see 2 plays called at once. So they're not going to huddle, but they've got to go fast. They're still holding the 2 timeouts. There's 1:13 left, so they can definitely get in field goal range, and they'll be smart here, but they'll probably take a deep shot.
Unlike Utah, the Aggies don't have an ultra reliable kicking game. Brock Warren is a junior place kicker. He's got a pretty strong leg, but they would like to get as far downfield as they possibly could if it's going to be a kick. Keaton steps up, and now Chuckie's going to run. He's got the first down and more. Goes into a slide inside the 35. So Utah State on the move, under a minute to go, again in that hurry-up mode.
That's why everybody's looking for mobile quarterbacks. Everybody was covered, protection break down. He got to step up inside and run for another first down.
That was 14 yards from Chuckie Keaton. Back to pass, he throws, pass caught middle, down to the 25, and they will spot it short. Utah State very quickly and decisively uses one of their 2 final timeouts to stop the clock.
Timeout. Utah State, their 2nd and a half. It's a 30-second timeout.
Well, so far, Coach, this has been an extremely well-managed 2-minute type drive from the Aggies.
Yes, it's exactly what they want. They'll probably save their timeout till the end if they have to kick. But now what they can do is throw the ball. They can still mix in a run with 45 seconds. But they've taken the momentum of this ball game into halftime if they can get a score.
A 2nd and a yard. It's Hunt in the game with Keaton in the backfield, and a bad snap. And Keaton's going to pick up the ball and heave it downfield. It is out of bounds. Caught for what would have been an interception, but clearly out of bounds. And Chuckie, that's a hero play from Chuckie Keaton to avoid what would have been a crippling loss.
Yes, that's a senior play. It was a tough snap. It was up high. Chuckie still probably could have caught the ball, but being very aware it was a pass play. Your linemen aren't downfield. Throw it in the direction of a receiver and get it out of bounds.
Well, now it's 3rd and 1, so Utah State does have to first and foremost make sure they get a first down if they want to keep this drive going.
He also avoided a sack, and the clock stopped running.
Tight end Houston in motion, and they will hand the ball off. No, it's an option play. Keaton's going to keep it. First down and more, and he gets out of bounds inside the 15. That was executed well by the Aggies. 11 yards, 31 seconds remaining on the clock with still that 1 timeout left, and they have the ball at the Utah 15.
Excellent play. Option to the right outside. He had a read that he could either hand it off for the first down, which would stop the clock, or run it up the field. But now he steps out of bounds, and they've got plenty of time to get their play call in.
Well, I think the sign of a well-coached team, these drives, late clock situations, well organized, executed nicely so far. First down, Keaton looking for the end zone, and it is caught. Is he inbounds? Yes! Touchdown to Utah State. Zach Van Leeuwen with a flag in at the end. So everybody has to wait and see. Was he inbounds?
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Well, what a play for Utah State to get the touchdown with 24 seconds on the clock. Now, I would imagine they're going to look at this upstairs. Let's see if we can tell.
It was a fade. It was very well covered. He pushed him outside. His foot's in.
Yep.
It was a back shoulder throw again where the receiver could turn to the outside and get the ball. Really good protection. Outstanding call by Josh Heupel. A lot of momentum now with Utah State going into halftime.
The last few years, these have not been automatic for the Aggies. So far, so good, though, for Brock Warren. The kick is up and good, and that ties the game. Utah looked so good at the start of the half, but the Aggies of Utah State, who will get the ball at the start of the second half, they took the momentum of this game on the road. Now we're going to go to Adnan Virk, Danny Cannell, Joey Galloway. It's the college football halftime report. Here in Salt Lake City. And perhaps a surprise, the underdog Aggies of Utah State and Chuckie Keaton on the road are tied with the 24th ranked Utah Utes. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown with you. And Coach, you said right at the top, if Utah State had a chance to win this game, Chuckie Keaton had to look like the old Chuckie Keaton, particularly on that final drive of the first half. That's exactly who he looked like.
He's done everything that he's done in the previous two games with Utah to give him a tough game. He's good with his feet. Nobody's open. You see him run for a first down here, a key first down. He's getting confidence. Now the zone read. The defensive end comes down on the play. He gets the ball up, filling out of bounds, and then he throws the fade back shoulder ball in the end zone for the touchdown. Gives them tremendous momentum going into halftime.
So Utah State not only tied the game, but now they get the ball to start the third quarter. 14-14 after the touchback, and Allison Williams on the sideline with a little more about Chuckie Keaton.
Yeah, guys, I asked head coach Matt Wells if he was doing okay physically. He said he is all right. He said he's mentally so strong and just continues to go out there and make plays with his feet. As for Utah State's defense, he felt like they settled down after that first drive. They did miss some tackles on the perimeter. Need to make sure they're getting off the field on third down, and also need to make sure there aren't missed tackles on the perimeter, like I said, and they've missed a few opportunities for a sack. Guys.
All right, well, the Aggies looked wobbly at the start of the game. Utah went right down the field. They had the ball first, scored a touchdown. Since then, I think that word settled down is appropriate.
Well, there were some key penalties, and Travis Wilson getting hurt really changed momentum as well.
And so we'll have to see whether Wilson's going to play here. Keaton faked the fly sweep and surges straight ahead to about the 29-yard line. And we have spotted Travis Wilson at the very end of halftime coming out of the locker room, and you can see he will not be coming back in this game. And we thought it was a shoulder, collarbone, something like that, in a sling and not in uniform.
Now, tough deal for Travis. He's been hurt before. He's been here a long time. Hopefully it's not a long-term injury.
He was playing well tonight, and that makes the challenge even greater for Utah. 2nd and 6. Play fake, and that pass complete by the redshirt freshman Zach Van Leeuwen, stopped about a yard short of the first down. He had a big first half. We were asking the question that they have anybody with the injury and the suspensions to their wide receiver core to step up and make a play, and that's the guy who did it.
He's done a tremendous job stepping up, but Chuckie's gaining confidence every play, and as he gains confidence, this entire team does. Now, this Utah fan base that I've heard about how loud they are, they're going to stand up and be strong.
Quick snap and very close. It's going to depend on the spot, but I don't think he got there. Lawan Hunt trying to jump over the pile. He did not. That's 4th down. So that's the second time on 3rd and short. The Aggies have been stopped, and in their own territory, Utah State is not going to go for it. They're going to punt the ball away.
That's a huge stop. Now, once again, here's an opportunity that Utah State might look at a fake punt because you're 4th down in inches. And I used to go for these because I didn't think you could make 6 inches. Dave, you weren't going to win the game. So let's see if they fake it or go for it. Looks like they're going to go. They're going to punt.
Aaron Dalton is the punter. Britton Covey is back to receive. It's kind of a low punt, and he runs up and takes it, tried to get away from the special teams coverage unit and could not do it. Devin Centers ultimately made the tackle, 36 yards on the punt. No return, so that's disappointing for Utah State. 3rd and short, did not convert. Nice job by the Utah defense.
Yes, with Travis out at quarterback, the Utah defense is going to have to change the momentum. They're going to have to step up, try to shut Utah State out the second half, and give them a chance for Kendall Thompson to get the offense going.
Kendall Thompson, who has playing experience. His dad, Charles, was an all-time great quarterback at Oklahoma, and he started his career at Oklahoma, transferred to Utah, started a couple games last year, keeps it after the play fake, and he's got some mobility. Kendall Thompson finally goes down across the 35, around the 37, 38-yard line. Nice gain on 1st down.
Utah has a tremendous coaching staff. They've got older guys that have been around a long time. They're going to make really good adjustments at halftime and give themselves a chance to improve this offense the second half.
And you made that point going into halftime. They had that time to get this backup quarterback ready for the second half. What a move by Booker, but could not get away from the second chance. Nick Vigil, who is their star on defense, with a heck of a play.
Big 3rd down and 5, 4.5. This is one that they need to convert so they can get confidence in Thompson and try to keep the ball.
Nick Vigil, we've seen him in his career at running back, but now a stalwart on defense. His brother Zach was an All-American type player last year, now playing in the NFL. Nick is a junior and expected to have a big season. 3rd and 4 for Utah. Thompson in the pocket, will throw middle, caught for a 1st down. Nice delivery to that true freshman Britton Covey.
I think Britton Covey's going to be a fan favorite at Utah. He's tough, he's smart, he can fly, he was a quarterback, and he will stick his head in there and make a catch.
Well, they were telling us before the game he's about 5'8", 160 pounds. Midway through his junior year of high school, his high school team converted him to quarterback, and he never lost a game. Won 2 state championships, had never played quarterback before.
Big 1st down.
And he has adjusted immediately to the college game. Booker gets the carry. Booker cuts middle. There wasn't a whole lot of room there, and still Devontae Booker got 4 yards, tackled by Jordan Nielsen.
And we can see the game plan is a lot more suited to the skill sets of Kendall Thompson now. They've got play action, they've got misdirection. He's already run the ball a couple of times. So a great job by the Utah offensive staff of settling down and trying to get some plays that Kendall Thompson feels more comfortable with.
With their starter Travis Wilson hurt on the sideline. Booker makes that first man miss and staggers ahead to get positive yards. Not many of them, but he got 2 when there wasn't much there. Into Utah State territory.
And with your backup quarterback in the game, you want to keep Chuckie Keaton on that sideline. So they may slow it down a little bit. They'll run the ball more. They'll have a better mix, but they're going to play defense and try to run the ball and hit some play action deep.
Now Covey comes out of the game now for Utah on 3rd and 3. Thompson in a pistol style formation with Booker right behind him, very close. Thompson play fake, looking to pass. On the move, Thompson. It'll be close. He stretched that ball ahead, and now we'll see where they spot him. At least on an initial look, he's short, so they spot him well short. He tried to stretch the football out, but it's 4th down. Well, Kyle Whittingham on the sideline was not happy with that spot. 4th and 1. We'll see what Utah wants to do.
You could go with a different snap count to try to pull them off because you're a 4th and 1 and get the defense to jump because they stem a lot. So we might see the change up. We could see a long count and no play. Let's see what they do.
Thompson, the quarterback. And they are going to run a play. Booker straight ahead. Powerful running, and I think he got there. He ends up getting shoved backwards, but that should be a 1st down. And it is a first down. It was not easy, but he got the yard they needed.
Key plays like this, your star players got to step up and take over with confidence. They chose to run behind the big offensive line up inside. You've got hat on hat. There's really no crease. He gets stopped short of the first down marker, pushes forward for the first down.
So 1st and 10 Utah. That is a big conversion. And they'll give it to Booker once again. Booker dragged down inside the 45 to about the 43. Got a yard or so. John Taylor made the play. John Taylor, who was a part of a real scary incident. There were 4 players for Utah State involved in a real serious car accident during the summertime, and John was one of them and was hurt. And the Aggies are thrilled that he's back playing. Travis Seafeld, who's expected to be an anchor in the middle of their defensive line with injuries from that car accident, he will likely miss the entire season. Booker and Poole both in the backfield. It's Poole who goes in motion, and it'll be Booker with the catch out of the backfield. Booker on the move inside the 35, and he gets the first down. Devontae Booker, who is not just a runner, an excellent pass catcher out of the backfield.
Well, with Travis Wilson out of the ball game, they've changed the offense so it fits Kendall Thompson, but they're also giving it to their go-to guy.
1st and 10 Utah. Impressive drive here after the defense made the stop and forced the punt. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Booker out of the backfield. They'll swing it out to him. Left side. Nice cut. Gets to the 30 or close to it for a 3-yard gain.
And Dave, this goes back to the Utah defense. They got this started because they stopped the 3rd down and 1, or Utah State would have continued their drive. They stopped it. Now the offense has got momentum. Again, give a lot of credit to those offensive coaches at halftime.
2nd and 7 for Utah. Now well into their field goal range with their All-American kicker Andy Phillips. Thompson keeps it and throws it. Covey inside the 20, still on his feet, the true freshman. 5'8", 160 pounds, but tough to tackle.
Great execution by Kendall Thompson. You've actually got 3 reads. It's a zone read to Booker. He comes up and sees the safety come out of the secondary, and he throws it out to Covey for the first down. Very good play by Kendall Thompson. You can see him gaining confidence now from the coaches and with his team as he continues this drive.
Now you can run forward and throw the ball as long as you stay behind the line of scrimmage, which he did.
Impossible play to defense.
Yeah,
defensive coaches hate it.
Now Booker will go wide right. Empty backfield for Thompson. In the pocket, looking to throw toward the end zone. Flag thrown, incomplete. But I think that one's going against the defense. Intended for Kenneth Scott. There's a lot of contact.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 15. 15-yard penalty. Places the ball at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So ball at the 2, 1st and goal for Utah.
Well, and you get matchups during the ball game that are really, really important. And you've got 6'3", your captain, on 5'9", Tyler Floyd. And that's the matchup that the offensive coaches try to get. Very good throw by Kendall Thompson.
So now the part of the field where you do expect the big guy, Devontae Booker, who's behind Thompson on 1st and goal. Booker, no, it's Thompson, the keeper. End zone touchdown. Well, an experienced backup quarterback with Travis Wilson hurt, and it's paying off for Utah.
Well, and you can see the difference in the second half play calling for Kendall Thompson. The coaches had a chance to go in. They sat down with him. Now Kendall's got confidence. The offense has got confidence. Once again, he's up inside. It's the zone read. They bring the backside guy around to take contain out of it, and he steps in untouched for the touchdown. A lot of confidence now on that Utah sideline.
Well, that was impressive. Extra point up and good. So the Utes. Kendall Thompson looking like the starter, though. And his teammate Travis Wilson pumped as Utah goes back ahead 21-14. touchback and back to a timeout here from Rice Eccles. Utah, 24th ranked team of the country with a 7-point lead. A flashback to 2002. This beautiful football stadium was the host stadium for the opening and closing ceremonies of the Winter Olympics. Rice Eccles Olympic Stadium. You still see the Olympic torch outside on a beautiful night in Salt Lake City. A stadium with some history, not just football history. And this rivalry game, which has tons of history, 112 meetings between Utah and Utah State. The 24th ranked team in the country with a big loud home crowd on hand with an impressive drive to take the lead back. And now Utah State will have the ball starting at their own 25.
Yeah, 12-play drive, 69 yards, 6 minutes and 35 seconds taken off the clock. Now Utah State has to respond. They have to answer and get some points out of this drive.
14th most played rivalry in the history of college football. And we've got a good one tonight. 6:35 to go, third quarter. Play fake on first down. Keaton pass deflected. Kylie Fitz got a hand on it, knocked it down at second down.
Good play by Kylie. He's trying to contain a really good runner, run pass guy, really good athlete at quarterback, bats the ball down. Once again, he does a good job with his feet. He's containing him. He pulled Chuckie up. He didn't leave his feet till the end, bats the ball down, second 10.
Utah, a team that prides itself on pressure, and Kyle Whittingham has talked a lot about that. We need sacks, we need batted balls. Chuckie Keaton will get 3, maybe close to 4 yards on second down, but a third and long coming up. And this is where Utah leans on that pass rush.
Yes, and you're not going to get a lot of sacks against a quarterback like Chuckie Keaton because he can avoid the rush and he can run outside or inside. So it's really, really hard, as much as they do misdirection and play action, to get guys to him. Big third down.
Utah does not have a single sack this year. Second half of week 2. 3rd and 7, still time on the play clock. Keaton with time, throws, and incomplete. Chuckie Keaton having a hard time now. That's the end of the third quarter. The Aggies are going to punt the ball away when we come back to Salt Lake City, Utah, with a 21-14 lead. Another good one on Friday night, a rivalry game. Number 24 ranked Utah at home with a 21-14 lead over Utah State. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams for the start of the fourth quarter. And the Aggies are going to have to punt the ball away. 4th and long. And they will punt it to Utah with Covey back to receive the punt. And again, no fair catch signal. Covey wants to return, and he gets away. Covey at the 35 to the 40. The true freshman down the sideline takes another hit, but is driven out of bounds in Aggies territory. What a return by Britton Covey, who is quickly becoming a fan favorite here in Salt Lake City.
Well, he's an exciting young player, and also when your team is out on the field so much, you get a little bit tired, you start missing tackles, and that happens in the fourth quarter. And this young man's got great vision. He's tough as nails. He turns up. He's not going to step out of bounds for sure. But when we look at it, Dave, right now Utah's had the ball for 27 minutes and 51 seconds compared to 17:09. They've had 54 plays to 44, and now they got a short field going in.
Yeah, big special teams play for the Utes. 49-yard punt, 30-yard return. The Aggies offense has stalled in the second half, and the Utes going to try to put more points on the board. Thompson rolling out, throws short, complete to Poole, who breaks a tackle, still in bounds. He gets the first down. Or maybe the effects of what you were just talking about. Aggies have been on the field for a lot of snaps, and we're starting to see some sloppiness from Utah State.
Well, even though it's a 7-point differential here, you still don't have a lot of confidence because you haven't had a lot of good things happen the second half. Bubba Poole's a running back. They hit him on flares. They run him on sweeps. He did a good job of turning up here. In this quarter, in the third quarter, Utah State's had 9 plays for 14 yards, so not a lot of confidence right now.
Meanwhile, Utah moving the ball with their backup Kendall Thompson because of the injury to their starter. Another play fake. Thompson tipped, incomplete. Well, Thompson has played well since coming to the game. There have also been a few close calls. LT Filianga got a hand on that one. 8 for 10, 56 yards.
Kendall is a senior, but a lot of times with your backup quarterback, you don't throw the ball over the middle, because Coach Royal used to say 3 things can happen when you throw it, and 2 of them are bad. In the middle, it may be 3 for 3.
Thompson hands it off to their running back, Devontae Booker. The cut, dragging that tackler down to the 20-yard line, short of a first down by 3 yards, but 7 more on the ground for Booker, who's getting close to 100 on the night.
Well, and not only do you miss tackles, but the big offensive line's been banging on you all night, and then a guy like Booker, you can't stop him for lost yardage. He makes yards after the contact.
So 3rd and 3. Will they give the ball to Booker once again? They play fake it. Thompson got stacked up, and he did not get there. Jordan Nielsen with a nice read and play. So now it's decision time for Kyle Whittingham. He got a real reliable kicking game, and it looks like he will send out Andy Phillips, the place kicker.
Yeah, no doubt. You're in the 4th quarter. You need a 2-score game here, so this isn't a hard decision to make. Some people might fake it. I think Kyle, with all the success he's had here, the way their defense is playing, he's going to go ahead with a great kicker and go ahead and try to get the points with Andy Phillips.
It looks like a 37-yard attempt for Phillips, who had such a great year last year. Not to get off to a great start last week. He sneaks that one inside the right upright. The 37-yarder is good, and it is a 2-score lead now for Utah. 24-14 with 12:47 to go. A shorter kickoff this time, and a return set up for Utah State by Hunt, pushed out of bounds around the 20 with a lift. The first half, 14 points on the board, none so far in the second half. That last drive, though, finally got something going. They get the ball back. Keaton takes another big hit and completes the pass for a first down near midfield. My goodness, how many times can this kid keep getting up?
It's really hard for a quarterback to stand in the pocket, especially like he's been pounded tonight. Sore left knee. He steps up. Guy hits him right up high. He steps through and completes the pass.
Right near midfield, Keaton looking to throw, and he's got another completion to the tight end inside the 35. That's Wyatt Houston. So the Aggies offense now, and Houston looks a little shaken up as he gets up. Houston wants to come off the field. He's going to stay in the game, and we mentioned that game track brought to you by Straight Talk. And Keaton's numbers starting to look a little better in the second half. They hand the ball off to Hunt, who goes nowhere. The first half, especially that last drive, it looked like the Chuckie Keaton of old. A couple of touchdown passes, 6 of 10 now, though, and with a little more rhythm.
Well, and there's 5:11 left in the game. They have 3 timeouts. If they get 3 or 7 here, you've still got you a good football game to finish.
You're right about that. Well, they send 4 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Keaton with a pump fake, and now he's going to run. But Utah read that well. Keaton does manage to get ahead to about the 32. Kylie Fitz, that was a good play from the backup defensive end. We haven't seen a lot from Hunter Dimmick, who was shaken up in the first half, and Fitz has played well.
Kylie's played really well. When you get an empty backfield with no backs back there, it's usually going to be a quick throw or a quarterback draw.
So another 3rd down for the Aggies, and maybe outside their field goal range. Third and 7. Keaton pressured, steps up, throws, and the pass is caught. Well, the tight end, Dax Raymond, had to wrestle with that one, but the true freshman who threw a big block on the last drive now gets the catch for a first down.
Once again, protection breaks down. He steps up in the pocket. He gets his composure back and completes the pass.
Now a swing out to Robinson. Devontae Robinson down to the 11. Tackled there. Another Utah State first down. Man, the Aggies have finally figured something out on offense. Just in time with about 4 minutes to go. Robinson shaken up on that play, but another Aggies first down.
We said they had 3 tempos at the first of the game. Obviously now they're going 1-minute tempo. Still plenty of time. 3:58. You can score and still kick off with 3 timeouts.
Keaton in the shotgun. Keaton setting up a screen play. They complete it. Out into the open. What a tackle for Utah. That was Justin Thomas in the open field against Andrew Rodriguez. So a gain of about 5. Clock continues to roll. Second down.
Outstanding open field tackle. Eats some clock, so it was a lot more than just an open field tackle.
Keaton with precious seconds ticking off. Pressured again. Tipped up and intercepted. On the tip ball, Utah comes up with the turnover. Another big play by the Utah defense, and Chuckie Keaton will stagger to the sideline. He took another one.
Once again, the pressure up front forced Chuckie to step up and throw a ball behind the receiver.
Well, Jason Fanayako's had a big game at defensive end, put the hit on, and there's the captain, Gianni Paul, with the interception. Aggies turn it over. Utah gets the ball back. Well, Utah in milk the clock mode now, and Devontae Booker, pretty good guy to try to do it. That puts him over 100 yards on the night and an 8-yard gain on first down.
Utah's going to really slow it down and try to kill the clock. Coach Wells has got to think about, how do I use my 3 timeouts?
Well, even one more first down and Utah State's odds of winning this game shrink down to almost nothing. Then you force the Aggies to use all their timeouts.
And if you're Kyle Whittingham, you've told your offense, you've challenged them. I don't want Chuckie back on the field.
Try to end the game with the ball. Utah leading 24-14 rather. A low snap. Now that would be a disaster, a turnover. They'll give it to Booker for a first down. The clock will stop momentarily with 2:09 to play. And now Utah State does use their first timeout. So Utah trying to hang on for the win at home. We'll be back right after this.
Timeout on the field.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Jimmy John's. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams with you. Final 2:09. Utah trying to end this game with the ball, leading 24-14, the 24th ranked team in the country.
Both of these teams and coaches can leave here with their heads up and looking forward to having great seasons.
Kendall Thompson. Well, handed off to the ultra reliable Devontae Booker. That's his 29th carry of the game. He's up around 115 yards, about half of those after contact. That power running that we've talked about from Booker.
Timeout. Utah State.
There's the second timeout for the Aggies. It'll be a quick one for us, so we'll be back. Utah trying to finish out a win right after this.
Timeout. Utah State. Third and final of the half.
Well, we come back. Utah ran the ball for a short gain. Utah State uses their final timeout. 1:56 to go, down 10, to set up a third down at about 8 yards for Utah. So they are going to have to run another play. And then if they don't get the first down, they will have to punt. Utah State has a chance to get the ball back with about a minute still to go in this game, down 10.
You got to be proud of the Utah State football team. They haven't quit. They haven't given up. Matt Wells is doing a great job there. And that came from Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson got it started. In fact, his son, Chason, is a linebacker on this team, number 18. He's got a big game tomorrow at Ann Arbor. But I think Utah State can still have a really good year ahead of them.
That's interesting how Gary Anderson's old team playing Utah here in this rivalry game, and his new team, Oregon State, on the road against the team that Utah started with last year, or last week, Michigan. Jim Harbaugh looking for his first win. Won't be easy, though. Oregon State, not a lot of expectation on the Beavers this year.
And Gary's been to the big house before with Wisconsin, so he's not going to be surprised by the crowd.
3rd and 8 for Utah. Kendall Thompson, who's done a nice job replacing the injured starter Travis Wilson. Booker gets another carry. He will not get the first down. Utah State cannot stop the clock. They have no more timeouts, but they will get the ball back.
Dennis Erickson, one of the best coaches in the history of college football. One of 2 guys to win a national championship is the running back coach here. Gene Chizik, the other, did a great job last week as the defensive coordinator at North Carolina. Dennis won the national championship at Miami. He's telling his backs, hold on to that ball, put both hands on it, get up slow, hand the ball back to the officials, and let's get out of this ball game. A lot of knowledge sitting there with Dennis Erickson. You've got to get the punt off. You can't have it blocked. You might kick it out of bounds just to make sure there's no return.
Well, there will be a return here, and not a long one. Good special teams play by Utah. Now, the whistle did blow. You can't blame Jalen Davis for thinking, well, why don't I just keep running? Maybe he thought his knee did not touch. Deshaun McClellan with the tackle on special teams. 50-yard punt without a return. Davis.
On the field. Runner was down at the 27-yard line. First down, Utah State.
So he's still arguing that he was not down. Now, obviously, that would change the scenario if he took it back all the way. We'll see if we can see whether the knee touched.
Really good effort play by McClellan.
Yes, the knee is down. So Jalen, good sales job. Not going to work. Aggies have to go on the road next week to another Pac-12 team, Washington. Keaton in the pocket, looking for a miracle. It's incomplete. Utah goes on the road to Fresno State, a Mountain West team that Utah State will see.
And the question mark with Travis Wilson.
Big time. Big time. I mean, it changes Utah if he's not available. Kendall Thompson's done a nice job tonight, but the passing dimension of their offense is diminished without Wilson in there.
Yeah, and Wilson could do both. He could run and throw. They're going to have to work with Kendall in the passing game.
Keaton drops the ball. Utah State does pounce on it, and Keaton is hurting. And Chuckie Keaton, you just feel for one of the toughest guys in college football. But how much is too much?
You keep him in the game because you still have a chance to win. You throw it deep, you onside kick. Coaches do not want to ever send a message to their players that it's over.
Keaton stepping up. How much can he get on the throw with the bad leg? Pretty good amount. Jump ball and caught. Wow, what a play and a great throw. Devontae Robinson. And now Keaton, I mean, it's hard for him even to run up to the line of scrimmage with 18 seconds still on the clock. Aggies are not giving up on this game. You have the option of lining up and trying a field goal. You need 2 scores, but the clock will start and they're going to go for the end zone. Keaton looking that way, fight for the ball. Robinson out of bounds, incomplete. Another spectacular athletic grab by Robinson, and he's hurting. Down out of bounds with 11 seconds to go.
Well, it's never over till it's over, and you love the fight out of both of these teams.
11 seconds left.
And the trouble with kicking the field goal at 33, if you miss it, the game's over.
Yep. And now Keaton on the move, and Chuckie Keaton just heaves it up short, caught by Hunt, who does not get out of bounds, and that will end the game. For the final play, a completion, but Utah State, with that effort, they come up short. And a tough performance by Chuckie Keaton, who can be proud of the way that he and Utah State played, but they lose 24-14.
Well, brother versus brother. They left it all out on the field. A lot of respect for each other. You see that now on the field.
One of the long-standing rivalries, and I think a rivalry that has always been had sportsmanship at the center of it. And you see some of that. The 2 quarterbacks who got beat up. The 24th ranked team in the country gets a win, 24-14 over Utah State. For Mac Brown, for Allison Williams, and our entire crew, Dave Fleming saying good night here from Salt Lake City. Coming up next, it's baseball tonight. Utes win 24-14 final.